Martin, and in this video I want to finally solve the question if crit Kokomi actually does more damage than if you just build her HP Kokomi like the usual one with Ocean Hued clam set. So I'm gonna test 2 teams for HP Kokomi build and then 2 teams for a crit Kokomi build. This is, I thought, a pretty standard team to use her in, just a Nilo Bloom team, and she will be the on-field driver. And then this is kind of another version. I don't know how common this one is. And then I also have 2 crit teams. The important thing about them is that Farina is there, so it's just easier for the Marishose artifact set to proc and give Kokomi 36% crit rate. And for the first team I chose a freeze team because the elemental resonance gives 15% increased crit rate against opponents affected by cryo. So I just put in 2 cryo units that have off-field cryo application, and then also Rosaria increases the crit rate. And this is the other crit team where I'm using a plunge comp where Janjun enables the plunges and also increases the crit rate of the plunges. Considering the builds, this is what we're working with. So this is the HP build where I have 35,600 HP. I don't think anything else really matters. Then I'm using the prototype Amber, and then I'm using the Ocean Hued clam set, which you will need so that she actually does damage as well with this HP build. She is just C0 and her talents are 999. Starting with just the usual Nilo Bloom team where I built her HP. So during her burst duration she can attack 15 times and she has like a 3-hit normal attack combo, and that totals 104,450 damage. And then you add to that the Ocean Hued clam procs, and the 10 seconds it can proc around 3 times, and each time it will do around 24,000 damage. So the overall total of the normal attacks plus the Ocean Hued clam procs is 177,347 damage during Kokomi's burst duration. To compare her whole team damage and not just her raw damage, I also fought this boss and I looked at how much damage one rotation does to the health bar. And this is the health bar after a 25-second rotation with the Dendro Team. Now moving on to her Taser comp. Basically the only difference here will be that I will swirl the hydro damage, so the total then is a little bit higher from her normal attacks, and we go up to 200,945 damage. And then this is the team damage after a 21-second rotation. And when it comes to her crit build, this is what I've got: 29,000 HP. I have minus 3.7 right now. This will go up due to the artifacts by 36%, and then also due to the cryo or Janjun's buff. I have 130 crit damage and also 75% hydro damage bonus. I'm using Solar Pearl on her, which will also buff her normal attack damage and gives her crit rate. And then the artifact set, this is the important bit, that you use the Marishose set because it gives you that 36% crit rate, and quite nice, the 2-piece also gives you some more normal attack damage. And now moving on to some of the crit teams. This is the freeze one, and I just did normal attack spam, and the non-crits are between 4,700 to 5,300 damage, and the crits are between 10,000 to 11,000, and the total over the burst duration was 117,000 damage. And this team did this much damage during a 24-second rotation. Moving on to her crit Plunge team. I'm gonna use Rosaria instead of Zhangling in this, just because I want to see her raw damage and not the vaporized reaction damage, and Rosaria just helps me to see what the crit damage number is. And the numbers that we are seeing are around 23,500 for crit and 8,600 for non-crit. And then in addition to that plunge damage, I also cancelled the plunge animation with an auto attack, so that also adds some more damage to it. And Kokomi's total damage using this team was 191,400 damage, quite a lot. And then this is the team damage after a 25-second rotation, and I use Zhangling here because that's who I would use if I use this team in the Abyss. Seeing these damage numbers, I got the idea to try out the Plunge team by using her HP build to see the difference. And as you can see, obviously the plunges themselves do a little bit less damage, but overall the damage is higher than if you'd use the crit build because of the Ocean Hued clam procs, and we come to a total of 223,355 damage, which is our highest damage. And then this is the team damage after a 27-second rotation, and you can see it's really high and the boss is almost dead. So to compare the teams, here is the team damage after one rotation, and you can clearly see that the Plunge teams are the strongest. And then here are the numbers of just Kokomi's raw damage using the different team compositions, where we can see that the HP Plunge team is the strongest. But this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and see you soon. Bye!